Hello and welcome to another video on the Gegenpress, and today we have something really interesting that's just been added into the boot collection, the Mizuno Morelia Ultralight, or for the rest of the video I'll interchange between Ultralight or UL, right? So next to it is the Mizuno Morelia DNA, the most recent Morelia that I own or have in the collection. So what we're going to do today is to compare how does this one compare to this one. So there is a very good reason why I am doing this. You might be questioning, why aren't I comparing it with the Morelia 2? The answer is because I don't own a Morelia 2. I have a Morelia Neo 4, I have a Wave Cup, but I do not have a Morelia 2. Then again, the interesting bit about the Morelia DNA is that the upper is basically a Morelia 2, and if for those who are not well acquainted with the nomenclature for Mizuno shoes, I don't blame you. It's very confusing. The Morelia DNA combines the upper of the Morelia 2, basically the comfortness, the plushiness of it, with the sole plate of the Morelia Neo 4. Doesn't matter whether it's beta, whether it's the normal one, whether it's elite, whether it's made in Japan, it's the Morelia 4 sole plate. So the comfortness of the Morelia 2 with the sole plate of the Morelia 4. And this is essentially turning the Morelia 2 into a speed boot. Even though it looks very traditional, it is very much the essence of a speed boot. So I'm comparing the Ultralight is because this is essentially what happens when someone in Mizuno says, you know what, the Morelia 2 is a comfort boot, it's a plush looking boot, it's a classic looking boot. What if you want to turn it into a speed boot? Make it lighter. And this is what you get. So what we're trying to do today is to compare. I mean, a very rough comparison. The full review of the UL will be done much later. Was supposed to start the first portion of it last weekend, and then thunderstorms hit, so wasn't able to hit it. So that's why the shoe looks still pristine. So we'll do this first because I have lots of content that I want to work on with the UL. So again, the UL is what Morelia 2 would look like if it shaved a lot of weight to accommodate that look of a speed boot. But where did they shave those extra grams from, right? You must be wondering. So before we go any further, let's compare the weights first. Both of these shoes are in size UK 7, and I wear them well. UK 7 fits just nice, although I would have fit very well in UK 6.5. Reason being, width-wise, works well for me. Lengthwise, there's a bit of extra here, but I really don't mind because I actually prefer that in a way to protect my toes, and it never affected the way I play. However, if I really want to go down the route of super snug fit, a 6.5 UK fits just fine. But for comfort reasons, I wear 7, and it has never affected my gameplay, the way I control the ball, the way I shoot. Everything works just fine. So before we go any further, let's start with the weighing scale first, just to see the comparison in terms of weight. Right, so this is what my wife normally uses for her baking. She's gonna kill me for this, but for football boots, right? So as you can see, it's very sensitive, so we should be getting this right. Let's look at the Morelia DNA first. Size 7 UK, so it's 184 grams. Yep, that's 100. I'm not gonna use ounces because we live in Asia. No one uses ounces. Whereas, remember that 184 grams, same size with the Ultralight, that's 14 grams lighter. So now, where did they shave 14 grams? Of course, you can mention that the sole plate is one of the reasons because they do look bulky. But then again, the Morelia Neo 4 is supposed to be the lighter version. So I would eliminate the sole plate factor in this, but give or take a couple grams if you may. But if you look closely at these shoes, let's take the same side just to make it easier for you to compare. Where did they shave those grams from? From the get-go, let's start with the what you call it, lace loops. You can see here, it's actually, there's additional leather here sewn for structure and rigidity reasons, right? So you know, you can look at it. There you go. Now let's look at the ultralight. There's no extra layer, there's no extra layer sewn onto this. It's essentially what you get straight, it's probably a single layer of leather there. So it goes all around here, so you lose that portion already, as you can see. So that portion there, it's all gone. That portion there is all gone. Now let's look at the tongue. So if you look closely, the tongue on the DNA looks a bit thicker. There's a bit of a bit of sponge there. Pretty much similar what you get from Mizuno. So they could have shaved it, they could have like removed this, but kind of glad they didn't, just to avoid chafing or whatever. The other parts that you want to look at, if you look at the back portion of it, at the heel. So if you look at the DNAs first, you can see there's several layers, at least double layer. There's an inside leather, outside leather, where you can see here. The Mizuno logo is basically stitched as well. This one is also double all around. Whereas if you go to the ultralights, this is a single sheet. Let's talk about the Mizuno bird logo in a bit, but from this part all the way here, I don't see any double stitching or double layers of leather. So that is another part where they shaved a lot of excess usage of leather. Now let's look at the bird. So obviously, as you can see before, this is stitched, and I'm not sure how many grams this would have saved. And it's slightly larger than what you see the Running Bird logo on this one. This is made from plastic. It looks like plastic, polyurethane if you want to call it. My only issue with this is that because of the nature of the Running Bird logo, there's this portion here which is loose plastic at the edges. See that? Even on this side, yeah, under my fingernail there. So you can trim it, you can cut it if you want it. It doesn't bother me at all, but might be an issue. You might get dirt stuck under it. So then again, this might be easier to clean, easier to wipe off. So those are the areas where I feel Mizuno really shaved those grams. The soles are similar, not much different. I've checked inside already. It's the same inside construction, so it's great to know that Mizuno didn't really compromise the part where your feet close, the closest between your feet and the ground. That's good. So in essence, what the Morelia Ultralight is basically Mizuno removing all those excess or additional layers of leather which they deem is not essential, which they deem are basically for aesthetic reasons. Because if you look at it, this portion here doesn't really help much. Obviously, it helps in the long run when it comes to the boot rigidity and also sustainability. But then again, if you take care of your boots well, it would not be an issue. Oh yeah, another point worth mentioning is, even though they didn't shave off the thickness of the cushion on the tongue is significantly smaller. I don't know if you can really see it through this, but if I open this widely, I think you can see how it goes all the way to the bottom. It probably wraps around your feet like that. Whereas if you look at the one in ultralight, it is ever so slightly thinner, and it goes all the way. It looks much more leaner compared to the one on the DNA 2. The inside layers is pretty much the same. The gold portion, how it splits, it's the same. The outline on the heel, and there is a worry that also raised by Soccer Reviews, that the heel seems shallow. It seems shallow, which it might affect how it how it cups the base of your heel. I've been testing this out, obviously not yet for matches, but they fit well. I tried my best to see whether it slips whether my heel pops out of it, it doesn't. It still grips very well. You don't even need a proper or an expensive grip socks to keep your heel in place, so that should be all right. Although I do recommend wearing proper cotton, at least cotton socks. In terms of looks, I don't know, man. I really dig the full white out aesthetics. I think it looks really good. That Morelia could have been in either full white or in black, just to make sure it pops out. Either way, this looks clean. The review is gonna come soon. My thoughts and how I perform in it, obviously I'm gonna talk about it, but in terms of performance, it's more about the wearer rather than the shoe. So if you have any comments, you have any suggestions, you have any questions or stuff that you want to know about the Morelia Ultralight, let me know in the comments section below. Appreciate the subs, appreciate the interaction. Please do like the video, keeps me motivated to create more. And I'll see you soon in the next video, where we are hopefully going to be reviewing the Mizuno Morelia Ultralights. Until next time, see you guys.